Tommy's gonna taste the gin so that you don't have to. Let you save your money, yeah, that's what Tommy wants. Minimal dilution, cause we wanna taste the gins. But if the gins are bad, then we will throw them in the bin. Now let's hand it over to Tommy, who is gonna taste. He's gonna get all rowdy and shout up the place.
Hallo, guten Tag, and welcome back to Tommy Tastes, the channel where I taste the gin so that you don't have to. And as we know, German gins are becoming more and more of a thing, and having waxed lyrical about Elephant Gin's Elephant Strength Gin, I thought it's time to turn our attention to Elephant Gin, the original, with the red label. I had a little bit of a vendetta against this gin on the basis that, like so many gins I've had from gin bars in the past, hence why I don't really go to them, I had a 25ml measure of this that was drowned by a 200ml bottle of tonic. That was the reason really why I set this channel up, to combat people doing such nonsense. The bartender also put more slices of red apple than I thought was physically possible to get into a glass to garnish this gin. Unsurprisingly, I didn't really like my Fever Tree apple combo and really blamed Elephant Gin for not making a gin that was strong enough to cut through this. But the best gins in the world would not stand up to this level of stupidity. Not only was the barman a f***ing moron for doing this, but I was also an equally dim-witted moron for ignoring Elephant Gin. I tasted the Navy Strength about 6 months later and could not believe the complexity they'd got when their normal gin, in my eyes, was so uninteresting. So this is the first time I've really gone back to the baby brother of the Navy Strength and given it its dues, so to speak. And let me tell you, it is fantastic. I could not believe just how good this was and how stupid I was for ignoring it. Like the Navy Strength, it has that same 14 botanicals, primarily focused on the African-inspired botanicals.
Whoa, let's go and remind ourselves about those botanicals. Devil's Claw. Buku. The baobab plant. Lion's tail. African wormwood.
Again, not 100% sure what these bring to it, other than baobab, which is supposed to be like a little tangy, citrusy thing. Meh. But one of the unique things is the amount of freshly cut red apples that they put into the pot still to distill this gin with. Other than that, there's not an awful lot to say. Whereas the Navy Strength is clearly that 57% ABV incarnation, this one is only 45%. I say only. 45% is a damn good percentage. And let me say, it incorporates the alcohol beautifully, and you would not know that this wasn't a Navy Strength necessarily upon tasting it. I think it's time we whack it in the glass and have a wee taste.
Gentlemen, I am not leaving without my elephant.
Let's have a whiff.
Where's my elephant? Where's my elephant? Where's my elephant? Where's my elephant?
The nose on this is really beautiful. It's got a nice warming spice about it, tangy citrus notes, and then there's like almost these kind of warm, leathery, almost notes that come out. Maybe like a tiny bit of apple, but for something that bangs on about apple, I actually don't really get the apple that much. But it feels spicy, refreshing, and just all round really, really good. Super clean nose. You can tell that the spirit is really well made just from that. Let's have a taste.
Where's my elephant?
Hey, they're playing the elephant song! I love that. Reminds me of elephants.
This is some gourmet shit right here. It is beautiful how immediately spicy and woody the whole juniper vibe feels, and kind of like this nice mature, like I said, almost like leathery kind of flavour. Or scent, not sure. We all like tasting leather, right? Gimp alert!
I'm looking for something that says, Dad likes leather.
Something that says, Leather Daddy?
Oh, is there such a thing?
I've strayed away from like talking about this being a German gin because it's not really got the classic German traits of being a little bit sweet or a little bit gimmicky. It's much more refined than that in the sense that it's kept its botanicals to under 20, and there's nothing about it that really feels contrived or has like clashes of weird convoluted botanicals. There's no like Gravelax or porterhouse steak in this one. So it's more playing with the form of that classic London dry gin that I'd expect more from a British style of gin, but without anything gimmicky about it other than the save the elephant philosophy, which I think we can probably all get on board with. Don't we all like elephants? Let's get some ice cubes in there and just see what it acts like once we get it diluting a little. Like the Navy Strength Elephant Gin, this one is at its best once you start diluting it. The slightly sweeter notes really start to like elongate on the palate at this point in time. Why? Swankers! It maybe deadens the spicy element just a little bit, but you get a little more of like the juicy apple, like that tartness kind of coming out. Woohoo! 3 terms there, tartness. Why? Swankers! It's really, really good. I'm going to be interested to see how it deals with just a minor bit of dilution there, probably now on about a 1-to-1 basis. I'm sure this is going to be lovely stuff. And yeah, it totally is. Like, it's so juicy, but like in a really nice refined way. It doesn't feel like I'm drinking apple juice or anything like that, or any kind of like nonsense juicy gins that we've had before. None come to mind. However, this is not one of them. It feels like a little more like apple sherbety kind of quality, but it's got the tartness of the citrus, the zingy kind of nice notes that the baobab gives it. And then the juniper is always there. This is wonderful. So there we go. Elephant Gin's original gin. It's mad to think that on producing this, the distillery went, well, why don't we try making a Navy Strength version? This one's not strong or concentrated enough, because it is almost perfection. And the Navy Strength just makes it, for me, even more perfect. Don't get me wrong, I'm always going to be a bigger fan of the Elephant Gin Elephant Strength, because that is really where my love for gin comes from. But this is not to be overlooked. At 45%, to think that they would even dare to dial it 12% up is absolute swivel-eyed madness. It is not one that should be overlooked whatsoever. So why don't you go out and get yourself some Elephant Gin?
Yeah, like and subscribe, girl. Like and subscribe. What? Like and subscribe. Work it out.